giant and is thought to have a rocky core 10 to 15 times the size of our Earth, with an atmosphere made up of 90% hydrogen and 10% helium. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system with a radius of 43,440 miles. It has dozens of moons. There they are. And 4 of which are large and even visible with binoculars: Europa, Io, Callisto, and Ganymede. These are called the Galilean moons because Galileo discovered them in 1610 with a 20-power telescope. But it was a whole lot darker then, not as much light pollution. So. This time of year, Jupiter is one of the first things you can see right after sunset in the western sky, besides the moon, of course. And it's amazing to me to comprehend that the light you see from Jupiter is simply our sun's own reflection, that it can be that bright bouncing back and forth. So I think that's a pretty neat thing. So our Earth is 93 million miles from the sun, and Jupiter is 484 million miles away from the sun. And because it's that far, it takes Jupiter 12 Earth years to go around the sun just once. And the days go quick on Jupiter, each day equaling 10 Earth hours. And the planet is spinning around so fast, it actually causes the planet to be wider than it is tall, with an extra 5,000 miles at the equatorial radius. The dark stripes on Jupiter are called belts, and the white stripes are called zones. These belts and zones have wind speeds of more than 400 miles per hour, and the wind in these belts and zones travel in opposite directions. Also, the great red spot, that was discovered in 1664, and it is 17,000 miles long and 9,000 miles wide, still going strong. One of the reasons is because it never passes over land, which would diminish the wind speeds. And Jupiter has a very strong magnetic field that reaches millions of miles into space, and this makes Jupiter one of the most deadly radiation environments of any of our planets. So on July 4th, a nearly 5-year journey brought the NASA satellite Juno into Jupiter's orbit. And does anybody know why they came up with the name Juno for this satellite? Turn to mythology for that. The planet Jupiter is named after the king of the Roman gods, and Jupiter was a rascal. And he drew a veil of clouds around himself to hide his mischief. And it was Jupiter's wife, Juno, who was able to peer through the clouds and reveal Jupiter's true nature. So, that's what our satellite will do. The Juno spacecraft will also look beneath the clouds to see what the planet is up to, not seeking signs of misbehavior, but helping us to understand the planet's structure and history. And as Jupiter is thought to be one of the first planets formed in our solar system, scientists hope to learn things that will help them understand the origin and evolution of the planet by looking for and measuring the size and composition of the solid planetary core, by mapping the enormous magnetic field, and by measuring water and ammonia in Jupiter's deep atmosphere, and by observing auroras. An aurora is naturally occurring light seen at the poles of planets, formed when a planet's magnetosphere is disturbed by solar wind, which in turn excites the particles in the atmosphere as electrons are gained and lost, resulting in a colorful light show. Yes. So Juno will orbit Jupiter about 37 times over the next year and a half, collecting data, and it will measure how deep the belts and zones are, teaching scientists much about the planet's atmosphere. It will measure how much water is in Jupiter's atmosphere, which will in turn help determine which planet formation theory is correct, or if we need a new theory. The answers that Juno will provide will help us understand our own solar system and how it was formed. So stay tuned, keep looking up, and thank you for giving me the gift of astronomy. If it wasn't for Rotary, I wouldn't know all this stuff about Jupiter. So thank you.
And wait a minute, a rocket can.
Oh, yes.
That's right. Real quick, Michael has a quick announcement. Michael, where you going?